It's always good to be with you again. I hope everything is going well on your end. Two big questions about existence on Earth continue to intrigue both scientists and people around the world: where do we come from, and are we alone in the vast universe? These are complex and mysterious topics. Amidst this enigma, there are extraordinary reports claiming to answer these questions. However, their truth depends on individual interpretation. The big question remains: are we really the only intelligent civilization? The universe is immense, almost inconceivable. Despite current astronomical knowledge giving us an idea of its magnitude, there are still many physical barriers to interstellar travel or even to sending signals. The speed of light, considered the maximum limit, is about 300,000 kilometers per second. Even so, the closest star would take about 4 years to send any signal to us. However, the laws of physics, as described by Einstein's special relativity theory, impose even greater restrictions on the travel of any material object, like a spaceship, making interstellar distances seem almost insurmountable. Not to mention that radio signals or any form of communication weaken as they travel long distances, making it even harder to detect traces of life on other planets. Despite these challenges, there are those who claim to have had direct contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. Alex Collier, a former U.S. Air Force pilot, is one of these individuals who claims to have had an extraordinary experience, a supposed physical encounter with beings from another world. The incident allegedly occurred while Collier was resting on his family's farm. He reports having fallen asleep and woke up in a completely different place, with what seemed to be an alien figure next to him. He believes he was inside a spaceship. According to his accounts, he was greeted by a being about 6 feet tall, with bluish skin and an impressive physical appearance. Collier recounts that during his encounter, he never felt fear. He claims to have spent about 3 months living among these beings, whom he calls inhabitants of Andromeda, supposedly coming from a planet in that galaxy, located about 2.6 million light-years from Earth. The former pilot describes the ship he was on as colossal, about 900 miles in diameter, which is approximately 1,500 kilometers. He comments that these dimensions would be hard to comprehend, as they would be related to physical laws different from those we know. Additionally, he states that the ship was stationed somewhere in deep space, far from any planet. To move around this immense ship, Collier says he had to use a special belt that prevented his body from disintegrating, as the environment inside the ship was vastly different from what we are used to. He also reports that the ship was entirely self-sufficient, with everything its occupants needed, including a holographic park complete with trees and lakes, which, while visible to humans, could only be felt by the Andromedans. In one area of this park, Collier saw children being taught about life on Earth, which made him realize that he was not just a curious visitor, but also an opportunity for them to learn. During his time with the Andromedans, Collier learned to communicate telepathically with them, allowing for a deep exchange of information between the two. He highlights that time passed differently inside the ship. One day there was equivalent to 31 days on Earth. In total, he was with the aliens for about 3 Andromedan days, but here on Earth, his disappearance lasted 92 days. During this period, 2 beings, Vsauce and Moroni, communicated with him more intensely and told him about the origin of the universe, which they said was 21 billion years old, much older than the 13.8 billion years estimated by science. These aliens also spoke about the existence of 135 billion humanoid beings in the universe throughout history, suggesting that life, both on Earth and elsewhere, is much older than earthly scientists can imagine. Additionally, they claim that there are more than 100 trillion galaxies in the multiverse, each harboring numerous forms of life and civilizations at different stages of development. This reinforces the idea that we are far from being alone in the universe. Collier mentions that the term Andromedans was one he chose to refer to these beings, but their real race name would be unpronounceable by humans. He was also informed that there are many alien races in the universe, some friendly and others hostile. According to his contacts, humans are just beginning to explore the cosmos and will eventually discover the ruins of past civilizations on distant planets. This revelation suggested that humanity, in exploring space, would eventually find evidence of extinct civilizations, although the details of this prophecy were not fully explained to Collier. Additionally, Moroni warned him about humanity's self-destructive behavior, noting that the obsession with money and power was leading the species down a dangerous path. For them, money was just a mechanism of control and slavery, and humans needed to refocus to better understand the planet they live on. Years later, in the 1980s, Collier says he had new contacts with the Andromedans, this time through dreams and visions. He claims to have been informed that the United States possesses advanced alien technology, obtained through reverse engineering, and that there are already secret human bases on Mars and the Moon. Although all of this may sound unbelievable, Alex Collier's account offers us a different perspective on life in the universe and the possible paths humanity may follow in the future.